The Fox 61 News at 10 starts now.
Now at 10, a weather impact alert due to the chance for a glaze of ice that could impact your morning commute. We've got much more coming up on that, but we begin with breaking news from East Windsor tonight. Thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 10. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. A person is dead after they were trapped under a car hauler. Fox 61's Valerie Moravi joins us live from the scene. So Valerie, what's the latest information?
Yes, Sarah, a devastating discovery near Cement and Son Construction in East Windsor after police confirmed that man was found dead after a car carrier fell on him tonight. The accident was first reported just before 7 p.m. and details are limited at this time, and it is unclear how the hauler fell on the man. But as you can see, crews and detectives are still working on the scene. Now, police told us they're now investigating with the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, and the identity of the victim has yet to be released. We'll keep you updated as we gather more. Reporting live in East Windsor, Valerie Moravi, Fox 61.
All right, Valerie, thank you. And for the latest breaking news, stay with Fox 61 on air and online at fox61.com or scan the QR code on your screen to download our app.
Back to that weather impact alert. It's not snow or just rain. It's actually freezing rain in our state.
Almost the worst kind, I think. Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank is here with the first check of the forecast. Rach, everyone's thinking about the morning commute, the school buses. What's going on there?
I think there will be trouble spots. It won't be widespread school delays as we head into the day tomorrow, but even within one town, there may be some schools that choose to delay and some that don't, because it's just going to come down to the fine line of, is it 32? Or 33 degrees. You'll see what we have going on right now is really, really light in nature, and that's the way we expect it to stay for most of the night tonight. So slippery travel is possible in spots inland. You might need some extra travel time, and walk carefully too. This is mainly going to be for untreated surfaces. The roads are really treated by this point in winter. You can see they're all kind of white from all of that treatment being put down. As we widen things out, while things are pretty light right now, we will see things fill in a little bit more with this precipitation that you're seeing back through Pennsylvania. Right now it's rain, but as temperatures start to drop, again, that could form an icy glaze on top of untreated surfaces. So there is a winter weather advisory in effect inland, not for the shoreline. I don't expect any issues for the shoreline. We are still above freezing in Hartford, but we are below freezing in Torrington, at the freezing point in Waterbury, and other areas we'll see those temperatures drop. So a light mix, rain and freezing rain tonight. That's also the case into early tomorrow morning. So check in with the Fox 61 Morning Show crew. They'll let you know if there's any trouble spots out there, any school issues. It won't be widespread. And then we can talk about the warm up to follow. Your full forecast is coming up.
Well, last night we brought you breaking news of multiple severe crashes across the state, and several people, including a 12-year-old girl and another minor, were hit by cars in separate accidents.
Fox 61's Tim Latow has new insights from experts and what drivers are saying.
In just over 90 minutes, at least 5 people were hit by cars across Connecticut in separate incidents Monday evening, including at this intersection in New Britain. Pedestrian crashes have been on the rise in recent years, and experts say the trend is both alarming and preventable.
Even if you're just crossing on the cross line, they still come out and try to go fast around the corner and almost hit you. I don't like that because my cousin also got hit by a car.
Jesus Rodriguez calls the streets of New Britain dangerous, especially after his cousin was hit by a car. And on Monday evening, 5 people were hit by cars in New Britain, South Windsor, Windsor Locks, West Haven, and Bridgeport, all in about an hour and a half.
It's something that's happening at an all too frequent rate here in Connecticut. Pedestrians, bicyclists, they're some of the most vulnerable road users out there. And it's really the responsibility of drivers in particular to make sure that they are paying attention.
Josh Morgan with the Connecticut Department of Transportation says the majority of pedestrian crashes are caused by the drivers, often as a result of distraction, speed, or impairment. Eric Jackson, a researcher at the University of Connecticut, says there are more crashes in the darker months as visibility lowers.
This is fairly typical for what we see for this time of year. Usually October through the end of January, we see a pretty dramatic spike in pedestrian fatality.
According to new data from the Connecticut Transportation Institute, more than 60 people were hit and killed each year in 2024 and 2025.
And we're trending in the wrong direction. We're seeing usually around a 5 to 10% increase in pedestrian fatalities year over year.
Not only are there more pedestrian crashes in recent years, but also more deaths, which Morgan attributes to the larger size of cars.
People aren't going up over cars, they're going down underneath tires in the vehicles and getting crushed. So these crashes are they're happening at an alarming rate.
Now more than ever, Brandon Williams says the streets of New Britain are dangerous just because drivers are in a hurry or plain reckless.
And I do see a lot of drivers making turns that they shouldn't and skipping red lights and stuff.
And calls for safety extend to bicyclists as well. Jackson says last year there was a 70% increase in bicyclist deaths on Connecticut roads. In New Britain, Tim Latow, Fox 61.
All right, Tim, thank you. The Justice Department has filed a federal lawsuit against the state of Connecticut. The department says the state failed to provide its full voter registration list. It's part of a nationwide effort to ensure accurate and transparent elections. The lawsuit brings the total number of states under DOJ scrutiny to 23.
I give them credit for coming clean, but again, the problem that I'm having is there has to be some type of mitigating factors.
State police have launched an investigation into New Haven's former police chief, Carl Jacobson. He retired abruptly yesterday after the city's mayor said Jacobson admitted to taking funds for personal use. Fox 61's Solene Era shares the reactions coming in after the news broke.
For many people in New Haven, the news that the city's police chief admitted to misusing public funds came as both a shock and a betrayal.
It did shock me. It did shock me. It kind of hurt me because I was like, this is the person we trust. Like, you robbing us.
Earl Melton's lived in New Haven pretty much his whole life and said the first thing he thought of when he learned what happened is what this means for everyone who lives here.
I'm like worried because I'm like, who's going to help us clean up the city? So if we can't clean up the city, then how are we going to have a greater New Haven?
Right now, Assistant Police Chief David Zanelli is the acting police chief. He's worked with New Haven Police since 2008 and will serve as acting chief until they decide what to do next about a more permanent appointment. Melton hopes whoever takes over the role next is someone who's more honest with the city.
As honest that care about us, care about all the people, not just the skin color. It got to be everybody. It got to start from within.
Leonard Jihad knows the former police chief in a different way. He's the CEO of Connecticut Violence Intervention and Prevention in New Haven.
Worked closely with Chief Jacobson for the last 15 years. And so they just came out of left field. And the allegations don't align with his character, the man that I know, the man that I work with.
Jihad says it's hard to see him differently now because he's only known him one way for years.
It was a good relationship and it was a trusting relationship. I've never seen a police supervisor or chief, go out on hot days at the basketball parks and on his own dime bring out ice water.
The amount of money that was taken in the time frame of when this alleged theft happened is unknown right now. While the investigation continues, a New Britain Judicial District State's attorney is overseeing the investigation to avoid any potential conflicts of interest. The mayor said Jacobson's 4-year contract with the city was supposed to finish at the end of this month. Instead, he submitted his paperwork to retire shortly after the allegations. In New Haven, Solene Air, Fox 61.
Raoul Valley has officially hired a new attorney ahead of his next court date. Darnell Crosland says he plans to file motions that challenge whether Valley can be tried again after his acquittal in a 2022 murder and assault case. Valley's legal team says he is hoping for closure while the victim's family remains focused on justice. Valley's next hearing is scheduled for March 25th.
The Department of Justice says videos show the man accused of killing 2 Brown University students and an MIT professor had actually been been planning the attack for months. The suspect was identified as Claudio Neves Valente, a former Brown student. The DOJ said he recorded confessions in which he admitted to targeting the victims but offered no clear motive. He was found dead in a New Hampshire storage unit days after the shootings. Officials say the videos reveal the extent of his preparation and shed light on how he carried out the deadly attacks that shocked both campuses.
And meanwhile, Brown University staff returned to campus today as the spring semester begins in 2 weeks, and all victims hospitalized are now out of the hospital. And in the wake of the December shooting, the school is launching a campus-wide healing initiative called Brown Ever True. Now, the program brings together mental health services, counseling, and security improvements to support students, faculty, and staff as they recover from the tragedy. Plans also include memorials for the 2 students who were killed and support for those injured. University leaders say the effort aims to rebuild a sense of safety, community, and resilience across the campus. And we've been on top of this story since it broke nearly a month ago. For the latest developing news, download Fox 61 Plus on your smart TV and watch for free.